Namaste. Thank you for joining me here on this Zoom video. And what we're doing today is just some work on zapchen somatics. And this was mentioned in my last newsletter. And it's based on a book by Julie Henderson, what I'm going to give you today, which is How to Feel as Good as You Can in Spite of Everything. And as I mentioned in the newsletter, it was, I purchased it as part of a chronic pain workshop that I did because I thought the programs that were in here were so valuable for people that were experiencing chronic debilitating pain, and that could be physical or emotional, and they just couldn't get out of that situation. And so the work that you do with the somatics brings relief from those situations. It has a foreword, it has how to use the book. Unfortunately, the hard copies are not available anymore, and this is why I'm going to give you some experience of it. I'll bring it along to the retreat as well. And you'll notice that it's broken into three components: the basic exercises, which he has 14 of them, and then there's an intermediate component, of which there are 26, and then advanced moves for well-being of the final 32. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's 6 in the advance, there's approximately 10 in the mid-range and 14 in the basic. And when we do a few of each one, you'll notice that unlike what your mind would imagine, that the simplest would be the easiest and then it gets more complicated in physical movements, it's the converse. We move in the beginning and then we move into the breath and then we move into some visualizations. So it's taking you on a journey. I just wanted to read why Julie Henderson produced the book and why she thinks the somatics are so important. This is her words. After 20 years of practice as a somaticist and a psychotherapist and trainer, I'm amazed at how persistently we wait for things to be different before we let ourselves feel good, or at least better. How we try to change things, including ourselves as one of those things, before we simply move to just feel good anyway. That's the foundation of her work. No matter what else is happening in our lives, we move and we move joyously. So let's start. Our first one, and we can do it seated. You can do all of this seated, lying or standing. So you decide how you would like to be, and I will stay seated so that you get a better picture of myself. Our first one that we're going to do is yawning. So we're going to take a deep breath, and at the top of the breath, you draw the throat back, and that will stimulate a yawn. So let's try it. We're going to breathe in, and then yawn out. Again, I'm going to breathe in. And yawn out. And let's just do one more. Breathing in. And yawn out. You can feel that relaxes the palate, the throat, the upper neck. We get a sense of relief in the base of the brain, and it stimulates saliva in the mouth. It stimulates fluid around the eyes. It also stimulates and balances the cerebrospinal fluid in the brain and the spinal cord. It releases serotonin and it makes us calmer and more relaxed. Well, what a better way to feel good in spite of everything. This time I'm going to stand, but you can sit if you wish. And what we're going to do is we're jiggling the body. So I'm just going to move my chair away. You can, as I said, you can sit down if you don't feel like standing, or you can do it lying down. And we're just going to start to get a little jiggle in the arms, little jiggle in the waist, little jiggle in the leg, and maybe you can jiggle all through your body. I'm just going to stand back and we're just going to keep on jiggling. I find the body starts to want to move with the jiggle. Fingers, elbows, shoulders, a little bit in the head, chest, hips, knees jiggling, ankles jiggling, toes jiggling. Little bit of jiggle, and then we're going to breathe in, lift up, and as we exhale, stretch one arm, and then the inhale, stretch the other arm as we exhale. Stretch out, gently stretch down, come back up, lifting up, and slowly releasing. And just experience the sensations of that jiggling. It relaxes the joints. Again, it enhances movement of fluid through the body, so important for our immune system. It helps getting a sense of energy, and it's fun. That gentle stretching through the body is an additional one, which I've just thrown in for you, and that is feeling that stretch through the body, and all of the tissues that are often tight and connected gently start to release. And again, that sort of movement, it doesn't have to be big, is helping that movement of fluid through our bodies and getting that sense of lengthening and stretching forward. So our next one is sighing. And sighing, we're going to breathe in, and it's a ha sound. Again, you can do it standing or seated. I'm going to come back and sit down. I'm going to do a few of them. Relaxing the arms, whether you're standing, they can be beside the body. If you're lying down, they can be beside the body or wherever you feel the most comfortable. And we breathe in through the nose. And then as you exhale, draw the abdomen to the spine and we sigh out. Ah. When you're ready to breathe in again, breathe in through the nose, relax the abdomen. When you're ready to breathe out, we gently draw the abdomen to spine and we sigh. Ah. Let's go again. When you're ready, breathing in. And when you're ready to let that breath go, sigh it out. Ah. And just gently, if you worked with closed eyes, keep them closed. If you worked with the eyes open, gently close them. And experience what you've done. Again, there's been a sense of energy moving. The breath itself is again that pulsating, massaging, getting fluid to flow through the body. It keeps us more upright, or with that strong sign drawing the abdomen towards the body, giving us a sense of confidence. Okay, we're going to gently open the eyes for our next one, and our next one is squatting. Now, if you feel a little bit low in energy and you need some support, you could have a chair and you could use the arms on the chair to support you. We want the bottom to go down, and you can see I'm not overworking the knees. The knees are not going beyond my ankles, they're back, and I can hold. Now, if you feel that you can be free with the squat, we breathe in, we bring the arms forward, and we can gently touch the floor. Now we're going to hold this squat. So you need to be in a position where you can hold, whether it's the chair or it's the hands down onto the floor. We're going to feel that we are grounded in that squat. And we're just going to breathe in and out. Keep that breath flowing. Let's hold that squat for a little bit longer. The squat's too much for you, just sit and rest. And then slowly, let's work our way up from that squat. Gently standing, seated, whatever is right for you, and experience. Again, eyes gently closed. So if you need some hand support for your eyes to be closed, gently touch something or lean against a wall and experience. Holding the squat relaxes the hips and the pelvis and is very grounding. Okay, I'm going to gently open the eyes now. And this is the last of the basics. And this one is very joyful. It's skipping. So with skipping, if you know you can't get off the chair today and skip around the room, that's okay. You could do it in a chair and just moving the arms and legs. And imagine that you're skipping around the room. If you're happy to do the skip itself, we're going to start that skipping. So it's just start, and then we start moving. And choose another another place to go to. A little bit more. And we rest. Again, there's that wonderful sense of energy being moving through the body. You can even feel it maybe in the heart space. The heart had to pump to get the arms and legs moving. The heart rate goes up a little bit. If you forgot to breathe while you were working, you might feel a little bit out of breath. We just very gently come and sit. Or you can stay standing while you close the eyes and experience that strength that you got in the legs, that pumping action of blood flowing back into the heart space, helping the heart, helping it to work. Just having a little rest, eyes gently closed, coming and finding a seated position where your feet are grounded. If you're on a firm chair, get some support on the back so that it feels comfortable. Just taking your time to settle. Our first practice that we're going to do in the mid-range, we're doing 3. Julie calls it egg-laying breath. And the egg-laying breath is where you draw the awareness when you do breathe diaphragmatically and the diaphragm is being drawn downward. You get that pressure on the pelvic floor, that pushing down. And she describes it as an egg-laying breath, as if you're trying to push an egg as a chicken would, a hen would, trying to lay an egg. That's where the sensation is going to be. As we breathe in, we're gently pushing down. So relax with the hands, relax with the shoulders, the head slightly back, so we're upright. We gently close the eyes. We draw our awareness to the pelvic floor. And as you breathe in, feel the diaphragm moving down and pushing downward on the pelvic floor. And then when you need to exhale, just relax that sensation. Let the breath go. Breathing in again. As the diaphragm moves down, feel the pressure on the pelvic floor as if we're pushing out. Just very gently. And as you exhale, gently relax, and that will just automatically release. Going again. I'm going to do it 3 more times. I want you to follow your breath. When you've completed the breaths, when you've completed laying your eggs, just relax that awareness, just experience what you've done. Often, when we've undergone some form of trauma, physical, mental, emotional, there's a withholding, there's a ignoring, withholding of the pelvic region. And this egg laying practice brings awareness back into that space and allows you the freedom to play with it, to open yourself up again. Our next practice is the sipping breath. We're going to incorporate the egg laying breath, and as we just breathe half of that breath in and we feel a little bit of pressure on the pelvic floor, we're then going to start sipping the breath through the nose. And before we get to the peak of our breath, we gently exhale a little and then we do it again. We exhale a little. So we're trying to just slowly hold and go up to the peak of the breath and release. We're going to do that about 4 times. And then we're going to let it go and just allow ourselves to sit in the sensation. So let's try. We're going to breathe in, that sensation of the pelvic floor going down. We're only breathing half of the breath in, as if we're laying half the egg. And then we're going to start sipping the breath. And once you've got to the sensation that you've almost got to capacity, let a little bit out. And start again. Let a little bit out. Go again. A little bit out. And again. A little bit out. And the last time. And then let that breath go. Allowing the eyes to be soft, relaxed. Experience our sipping breath. We've worked in the intrathoracic area from the first and second rib cage, expanding that area. By using these little sips of breath, slowly lengthening those intercostal muscles. And often, when we lose trust in something, whether it's ourselves, others, whatever it is, this area really tightens up, including that pelvic region. So now we have learned to trust and we're releasing that tension. We can breathe again, open ourselves up to the possibilities of joy, of life. The third practice I'm going to give you in the intermediate program, practices of Julie's work. It combines, it's called the packing breath, and it combines the egg-laying breath, so that gentle pushing down, with packing of tightening, drawing in the abdominal area towards the spine as you breathe out. We have relaxed body, relaxed legs. We're focusing in that lower area of our body, the abdomen and pelvic floor. We're going to gently close the eyes. We're going to breathe in and feel that downward pressure on the pelvic floor, that gentle egg laying. And then when you need to exhale, draw the abdomen towards the spine and breathe out through the nose. Go again when you need to breathe in. Breathing in, feeling that downward pressure, that gentle opening of the pelvis. Pelvic floor is stretching. And as you exhale, draw the abdomen towards the spine. Do a couple more, following your breath cycle. When you've completed that next breath cycle, just experience. Experience the pelvic floor. Just a sense of strength and stability in that area. What's happened in our torso, our spine. Perhaps a sense of stability and strength there, and a more upright, erect position. A more expanded chest. Confident posture. Relaxed, aware, but quietly confident. Let's move on now to the advanced work, and I'm giving you two practices here. And again, you could do them seated, standing if you wished, or lying down. So if you want to change your position now, go ahead, take your time, find the place that is right for you, and would very gently work through our alignment. I should have mentioned before, but I'll mention it now, that the place that you choose, whether you're lying or seated or standing, you need to have a clear view of the sky. So you might have to change your position. So Find that place. I'll give you a moment to then reposition yourself. And then we're just allowing our gaze to gently rest upon the sky. Check in, shoulders are relaxed, our pelvis and chest are relaxed. We feel stable, alert but calm. Legs comfortable, arms comfortable. We gently continue to gaze at the sky. And as you gaze at the sky, you start to make the sound ah. Ah. Continue to gaze at the sky and gently making the sound ah. Feel as you continue the sound, we feel our vibration in the body with the sound ah. Ah. And as we continue, the sound is moving from including your body to including the whole space around you. That not only your being, but everything you see is being filled with the vibration of ah. And now, when you're full inside and out with that wonderful vibration, you can stay seated or come down to sit, or if you want to lie down, you can. You can stay seated or standing if you wish. Whatever is right for you. We're going to practice resting the heart down. We just become aware of our feet, our legs, our knees, our thigh, our hips, our abdomen, our chest, shoulders and shoulder blades, arms and hands, neck and head. Feel whatever part of your body is connected to the floor we feel the trust of the earth to hold us, to hold our whole physical body. Trust the earth to hold you. Now move your awareness to the pelvic area, from the pelvic to the abdomen, from the abdomen to the thoracic, from the thoracic to the ears, from the ears to the eyes, from the eyes to the throat, from the throat to the thoracic, from the thoracic to the solar plexus, the abdomen, from the abdomen into the pelvis. Feel each of those areas of containment, those little diaphragms, are nestled against each other. Notice how the vital organs depend on these diaphragms. The heart, the lungs, the brain, the liver, the kidney, stomach, bowel, bladder. As your body and vital organs are nestled in these diaphragms of your body, let trust be your position in your heart space, in your soul, and in your mind. Just rest in this moment of trust. Gently draw your awareness to your hand. And as you breathe in, gently lift the hands up in front of the chest and just placing them just away from the chest, and feel that heart space. Feel the heart fullness, the trust and compassion within you, the joy that comes with that. And as we inhale, let's open those arms out as far as you can, comfortably, but with a little stretch. And let's exhale back, joy. Bring our hands back together and gently bow as we say peace. Thank you for joining me with these practices. I hope you enjoy them. You don't have to do them all, but try a few each day and see if they make a change. Namaste.